Hi, I'm Tyson with Adventure Rig, and Callie and I are currently at our local trailhead ready to head out on our mountain bikes. As you can see, we carry these with the RockyMounts SplitRail LS bike rack. Now, this is a hitch mounted bike rack. It fits into a 2-inch hitch receiver. They don't offer it in anything else because of their anti-wobble design, which I'll dive into here shortly. With the split rail, you can see that obviously Callie and I have our mountain bikes on it. You can also carry road bikes or cyclocross bikes. We have 29-inch wheels, and this will go from 29 all the way down to 20-inch. And the wheelbase, 34 inches all the way up to 50. So you can really fit a wide variety of different bikes on this rack. I think this is a great design that has a lot of nice features built into it. Going with the sizing of the bikes, one thing that you can do is move these trays left and right up to 4 inches. So right now, Callie and I don't have any problem with this. I mounted the trays right in the center, and her bars clear my seat as well as my bars clear her seat. Now, if this wasn't the case, like I said, you can actually slide these trays left and right to make it so that you do have clearance between bars and seats. To operate the rack, it's very simple. You can see that the bike is securely on this rack, both with this arm right here that actually holds the front tire in place, as well as this ratchet strap on your back wheel. Now, to get it off, all you do is press the blue button on the back ratchet strap. And on the front, I have another blue button, and if I press that and slide that arm up and then forward, I'm ready to dismount the bike. It's a very simple design that's easy to use. At this point, bike's off, you're ready to go have fun. Couple things that I really like about this is that this seems like a very simple touch to add to a rack, but if you've used a lot of racks in the past, you can know this is a lifesaver when you're struggling to get your bike on. With this rear wheel strap, they actually have a hook, and you can hook that strap out of the way so you can easily place your wheel in this tray. I know it seems simple, but having this is awesome. I wish everyone did that. And then on this front arm, the entire arm, as you can see, is coated in rubber so that it does not mar your front fork or any part of your bike. And then you can adjust all the way down to 20 inches, like I said, just by pushing this arm down. And then to release, you just push the button, slide it up, and again, you're ready to go. Now, as you can obviously see, Callie and I only had the 2 bikes on here. You can expand this up to an additional 2 bikes. What I like about this is you can actually just go 3 if you want. So you don't need to buy a tray that's 2 more bikes. If you're just carrying 3, you can do that. With your 2 main bikes, they can be up to 60 pounds each. I hope that you don't have a bike that weighs 60 pounds, but if you do, this rack will carry it. Now, when you start to expand it up to the 3 or 4 bikes, those can be up to 45 pounds each. The rack comes in at 44 pounds without the 2 bike extension. So for myself, I can pick this up, get it out of the garage, and onto the hitch without any problems. Another great thing that I like about this rack, besides that wheel strap, is the locks that come with this. So on both of these arms, they have built-in bike locks. Very simple to use. You just pull up on the lock itself, and you can see that I have about 2 feet of cable that comes out. You can take this, you wrap it around your front triangle, and then the lock actually locks back to the cable. And at this point, your bike is locked to the rack, which is locked to your vehicle, which are all key to like. So it's one key for both of these locks, as well as the lock that attaches it to your vehicle. That's another nice feature, is that RockyMounts has included the hitch pin as well as the lock. So you're not having to run to the store to buy extra accessories for the bike rack. They've thrown them all in there for you. Moving on to the hitch pin that locks, you can see here that it actually threads into the rack itself. And what that's doing, as it's threading in, it's actually pulling a ball bearing and moving it up into your receiver. What that does is actually locks the entire rack so that you don't have a lot of sway and movement. It just gives it a really nice solid feeling. And then when you're looking in your rear view mirror, you're not having to watch your bikes bounce all around as you hit bumps and rough roads. Now, what would a hitch rack be if it didn't tilt? This one does tilt down. It's as simple as pulling this lever that's located right underneath, and the rack tilts down 30 degrees. This allows us to be able to use our tailgate on the back of the truck. There's just enough room for it to clear to fully open. Now, if you have a wagon, maybe a Subaru or something similar, hatchback, you can get your hatch open on your car and tilt the bikes out of the way. I'll show you in a minute how this folds flat when there aren't any bikes on it. You can also see that it's very easy to lift back up and it clicks into place and locks it into the traveling position. I'll get this bike off and we'll talk about a couple other features that the RockyMounts has built in. Now that I have both bikes off the rack, you can see that if I just grab that lever again, pull it up, that it easily stows into this position, which is if you obviously don't have any bikes on it, but you want to keep it on your car. It's not hanging all out in the back and you're ramming it into stuff as you back up. This is the handle that I was talking about. All you have to do, your fingers slip right into it, you pull it up, and at that point, you can move this into the flat position here or tilt it down 30 degrees. As simple as grabbing that handle, pulling it out, and moving the rack. You can see that how the trays are built. They can easily handle up to that 3-inch wide tire. However, giving that nice cupped U shape to them, you can slip in a very narrow road bike tire, or like I said, a cyclocross tire, and they're just gonna sit in the trays securely. Another great accessory that this includes is the wall hook. Easily hangs up on your wall and out of the way. So instead of having to put this down on your floor and take up all this precious floor space in your garage, hang it up on the wall, and it's only taking up basically this footprint that you can currently see, and it sticks out of the wall just a couple feet. It's easy to get up off the floor and out of the way. I feel like all of the materials this rack's built with are all really high quality. Everything from sliding the arm down and back up to actually folding this forward and backward, it's just very smooth. I think even if I get dirt in there, it's still gonna be a smooth action. If I wash the rack off, it seems to clean up very easily and still continue to be smooth. With that said, I'm gonna talk about one thing that kind of caught me off guard just a little bit, and I'm gonna throw these bikes both back onto the rack. Again, it's a really simple process. I hooked that rear wheel strap back so that the wheel can easily sit right into the tray. Once the bike's in the tray, it's very easy to lock down. You can slide this arm back towards your fork, and once it gets up there, with this piece touching your fork, you can then cinch it down just by pushing down on that arm. You can hear it clicking into place. And then on your rear wheel, you can grab that strap and pull it through and pull it down. You're now locked and ready to go. This rear strap also does obviously slide back and forth. So if you have bikes of different sizes, you can get those on there very easily. And this outer bike is just as easy. Throw it on, pull the arm up into place, cinch it down, give it a couple good luck clicks, and then onto the rear wheel, pulling that strap tight. At this point, you're ready to go. It's literally 15 seconds each bike, and you're ready to hit the road. Here's my one complaint with the rack. If you look at it from the side, you can see that the bikes are actually tilted back towards the vehicle slightly. And what this does is, it's not a big deal on the truck here because I have plenty of clearance for my handlebars to go over the truck bed. However, we can't put this particular rack as the current configuration on the van because my handlebars or Callie's handlebars hit the rear window on the van because these are tilted back towards the vehicle a little bit. On our wagon, we have a Volvo Cross Country, and these just clear the very top of the roof, so we can use it in this configuration with that. It's definitely something I would want to look at though prior to ordering. Now the distance, at least on our bikes, is about 4 feet from the handlebars down to where the hitch actually goes into the vehicle. So if you don't have roughly 4 feet of clearance, depending on your bicycle, then you may have an issue with it hitting that rear window or your vehicle. However, RockyMounts does sell a hitch extension, so you can actually pull this away from your vehicle, creating a little bit more space back there if you find that your bicycles do contact your car. Since we're talking about measurements, if you're curious about the dimensions of the rack, pause the video because you can see them right here. We actually just took that off the RockyMounts website. Again, this is the RockyMounts SplitRail LS hitch mounted bike rack. Appreciate you guys watching. If you have any questions about this bike rack or anything else for that matter, please leave them in the comments section below and Callie and I will get back to you. If you're ever wondering where we are or what we're doing, be sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Adventure Rig. Thanks again for watching. I'm Tyson with Adventure Rig.